Good morning, traders. Glad you're here with me. It's the Jim of All Trades channel. I'm Jim. Welcome to my channel. Today's video, we're going to be going through Bitcoin and Litecoin. I'm going to be mapping out exactly what Bitcoin and Litecoin are going to be doing from an Elliott Wave perspective. I'm going to give you different scenarios and different price levels to be looking for today. So this is an important video. You're going to want to know if you're not in this market and you want to know where to get in this market. I'm going to give you some very, very good ideas and some really good criteria to be watching for so you can enter this trade and get in on any kind of a bull move that might be happening. Keep in mind there's a bear move that could be happening as well, and we want to protect ourselves from that, and we want to watch out for that scenario as well. So how do we do that? Well, I'm going to give you what that's going to look like if it is a bear scenario, and then you can be watching for either scenario. Okay, this is what we do as traders. We don't know what's going to happen. Nobody can predict the market. Absolutely nobody can, but we know with some reasonable certainty based upon just uh, reproducible and repetitious patterns of the market. We can look back and say, okay, this is what we can expect the market to be doing. All right. With that being said, let me give you my disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. Not here to tell you how to spend your money. Please spend your money wisely. Do your due diligence as you study the market as well. And before you invest anything, you make sure you're able to lose it. I'm not here to tell you what trades to take. I'm here to show you how I think about trading and where I'm looking to enter the market as well. If you copy me blindly, that's always a dangerous thing. You never know. You never know one's decisions that you're following. But that being said, I will give you some information that'll help you make good decisions. Okay, that's a long disclaimer today, but there you go. Let's get into the market. I'm excited about what's happening in the market. Well, first of all, let's look at the difference. How do we know if we're dealing with a bull scenario or a bear scenario? We're looking at the Bitcoin chart right now at the on the 1 hour. Let me just look at the 8 hour very quickly. My overall count, if it's a bull scenario, is this here. The overall count is going to be, there we go, one, two, all this was three, coming down for four down here, and then we're coming up for five, around 6,000. So there's the bull scenario, okay? What if it's a bear scenario? What should we be looking at? Well, this is actually just a big A, B, C, and that's it. It's done. And what's happening right now is that we're coming down in five waves, five large waves. We should be seeing something like this: one, two, three, four, five. We're coming down. We're going to be testing this low again. We may just barely break it. It may just double bottom. It may come lower. We'll see. But this is what we're looking at if it's a bear scenario. Okay, so that's the big picture. All right. So what you'll notice is that in both scenarios, in this one I need an ABC, and in this one I need five waves down. Okay, so both potentials can be supported, and it's difficult to tell exactly what's going on, but we can look at both scenarios. So there's a big picture of what could be going on. I'm going to delete this from the chart here and say, okay, now once we know the big picture, what's going on right here in our near vicinity? Well, let's look at it very carefully at the 1 hour chart. We have made a high here. If it's a bull scenario, and let's just look at the bull scenario for now, we should be coming down in ABC. Okay, now this is the difficulty here. We're not sure what's going on right here. If all of this is this A, B, C, and that ABC is done, and we're going up for five. If it's the bull scenario, that's a possibility. That means we are going up for possibly one, two. Let's put three up here. Three, four, five, like so. It'd probably be larger than that. The way it should look, it just doesn't look right. Um, you know, we'll see here. So that's a bull scenario. That's a potential. Okay. What else is a potential bull scenario? If it's a bull scenario, I feel like I just want to ignore this wick right here because it's just so odd in its shape. Um, and so the one. Sorry about this. This might be the one 2. And if that's the case, that looks prettier as a 3 right there. 4, 5. That's a possibility as well. Um, Not sure, never sure. There are all kinds of possibilities. This is a possibility that's a 3 and it's done, and we're coming up for 5 like that. Another possibility is that this is actually 3. Okay, that was a really tiny 4 and a 5. So there's no way to know. There's no way to know for certain what's finished. And so when you have so many different variables, you say, what good is Elliott wave? Well, it's excellent, really. But what we do is we look for levels, price levels. Okay, so that's why it's really, really important that you learn how to use the Fibonacci tool. I'm going to put the Fibonacci extension here. I'm going to count this as my one wave there to the 2 wave there, and that brings us to an extension right here of the 1618. We haven't really hit the 1618 yet. That means if this is a bull scenario, we probably have another uptick to go, to hit that 3 wave area. So we would be looking for something like this. We got an A and we got a 1, 2, 3 should be coming up in here. 4 should be coming down. 5 should be in there like that, right? So that's what we're kind of looking for. Not certain exactly what's going to be playing out, so we're going to be watching that. Now, if that's the case, then we got to look in again, bull scenario. This is bulling for us, okay? We got to look in and see what's going on right here. Let's throw the fibs on this little area right here. I can actually take the lowest this move right here, and this is a subwave count of what's going on, and I can put the fibs on here and see what that, if that helps us with anything. Okay, here's a subwave count. We've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a potential for, for this 3 wave to almost be complete. We need to, for this 3 wave to be complete, we probably need to come up here for one more push. Just looking at it, to me, this needs to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right up in here, most likely for that 3 wave to be complete. So I'm guessing my take on it right now, just looking at it, we got another push up to the 5360. That was the price level that I mentioned yesterday that we're looking at for a top here. So want to be looking for that. So that's the bull case. Now, what if it continues coming down from here, and we've made our top? Well, it just depends on where it lands. Okay, I tell you what. Before I get into that, let me talk about the bear count, as far as what might be potentially happening in a bear count, and then I'll tell you after that, show you the bear count. Then I'll say, okay, how do you determine which one? What specifically do you need to be looking for? To determine whether we got a bear count or a bull count, and then what do you do? What do you trade? Where do you get in? What do you do? So let me show you what the bear count would look like. Okay, so if we're dealing with a bear scenario, that means we have some more down to go. Okay, that this to me actually looks more like 1, a 2, a 3. This looks like a 4 wave, and then we're coming down for 5. Okay, so that's a potential for what we have going on right now, and I don't think this 4 wave is quite done yet. Again, the fibs are telling me so in both the bull and the bear in the immediate term. I'm thinking we got a little up move today before we go down. So I'm looking at this level right here. A 4 often retraces up to the 1 level. Okay, so right here, boom. Now it's a potential that that's done. It is really a strong potential that that's done. But you'll notice that the 1618 is up here past the 1 a little bit. So if we stop short of it and come up to this mark here, this 53.68 mark that I marked yesterday on the video, and I just put it on there today. But for some reason my chart got discombobulated today, guys. I'm sorry. I had so many charts and I trade so many different markets in the forex that sometimes my charts get messed up between each other. This is the way the trading view works. Well, we have this would be if we're dealing with a bear move here. We've got, this is an a B, and a C. And C could be finished. Okay, it's certainly looking to be close to finished, if not finished at all. We do have divergence here. which is a telltale sign that we're finishing up. Um, but we've got, I don't know if you can see the divergence here. I've got so much stuff on my chart. I want to leave the fibs there. I'm going to get rid of this ABC for you, and I'm going to get rid of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for you there, and try to show you the divergence here. I got rid of the fibs. Excuse me. There we go. Um, Turn my phone off. It keeps going off while I'm making this video. Okay, so it's this is RSI is going down while price is going up. It's certainly a possibility that we have a third hit to the high here on the RSI. That means the RSI is going to come up here to this line again. It's going to stay low while price is going to go up. And it's going to be a third hit, and that's really what I'm thinking. I'm expecting to come up to this 53.68 mark today, and that would be finished with an ABC. We'd finish our ABC, we'd be done for the day, and we'd probably be coming down for the fifth wave of this scenario. So that's what I'm looking for in the bear scenario. I'm actually kind of looking for that in the bull scenario as well. So I believe we have an uptick. Okay, so what if I believe we have an uptick but we don't get it? Well, that's a possibility. I get that. I understand that. So we have to be ready for that possibility. What's going to happen? Whether it comes down from here or it goes up a little bit and then comes down. What should we be looking for? Well, in the bear scenario, you need to be expecting once this is put that back on there. Once this is complete, okay? Once this is complete, you need to, in the bear scenario, expect 5 waves down. So you're going to see a decent sized wave coming down, and then you're going to see a retracement that's going to come up about at least half of this wave to about 68% to 78%. Well, excuse me, 61% or 70 or 78%. So it's going to come up, and then you're going to see a steep wave down, a really strong drop. It's going to be one of these, one of these monsters. Okay, maybe not as big as that one, but it'll probably be a strong drop like that. Or it'll just be a longer wave, and then we're going to see a 4 and then a 5. Now, this 3, 4, 5 could happen in just one of these guys right here. Okay. It just might be boom, 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 and done. And all this happens, and then that fifth wave is complete. And then we're going to be expecting for a good buy signal down here. Okay, so yeah, we should be coming up. Well, I'm going to talk more about what this move is going to look like in the next video, but right now let's just focus in on this move. Okay, now if it's the bull scenario, then that's not going to happen at all. This is actually going to come up here to finish this 3 wave out. Then we're going to come down for 4. I don't think that 4 is going to be a huge correction. Let me put the fibs back on here. I'm thinking this is 1, 2. Okay, 3 is going to come up here in this region here. Okay, past the 618. All right, it could come up into here. I'm not exactly sure. We'll have to watch where it tops, right? And then so it's going to be somewhere in this ballpark. Could be right to the 618. We already have touched the 618, but price should be coming down for a slight correction. Now, what you need to be looking for in the bull case is that correction. Okay, let me remove the fibs off the screen. Boom. No, that's not the fibs. Let me try the fibs here. There we go. For that correction should not wick. It should not pass this line that I have right here. What mark is that? That's about the $5,200 mark. If it does pass that mark, it should only wick into it and then come back. And so for a 4 wave, what I want to see is I want to see an ABC. I want to see this come down in 3 waves, A, B, C, something like that, down and then find its completion right here for a bull move. That's a good entry point if you see price reacting here, and that's a good entry point, particularly for a trade of this 5th wave. Okay, and then what you should expect price to do from there is make a 5th wave up from here, and something like that. That possibly would complete a 5th wave. That's in a perfect world structure right there. So it would look something like this. My phone is just giving me a hard time today. There we go. We've got, let's see, the 1 wave. There it is. 1, 2, something like this for 3, coming down for 4 and 5. That's a potential pattern, and that's a potential 5 waves. Then what we should expect from there is a correction down here, which we would have an entry point, and then we go up for 3. Now that's a possibility, but you know, it doesn't have to play out like that at all either. So we need to be ready for all scenarios. That's why we're looking for price levels. We're not looking for, we do look for shape, but we're looking more for price levels than we are for shape. So if this is complete, this 3 wave is complete, we're going to come down here anyway and then head up. So once you see price come down to this level and start bouncing, that could be a good entry point. If price ends up coming down here, okay, down in this level, in this ballpark, then we've got to wait and see what happens. Okay, this could be the 2 wave. Okay, if price stops in this ballpark right here, that would be a 2 wave. It would be a great stopping point for a 2 wave, even as long as it doesn't break this low. And that's the invalidation point. This is where you know that we're not dealing with bull, we're dealing with bear. Is right here when we break this low, possibly even. Possibly even the low of this wave right here. And so that's what we want to be watching for. So if price comes down here, breaks this low, we're dealing with bear. Can we still trade that? Well, sure. If you're in an exchange that you can short, there might be a 2 wave coming up and going down, but I wouldn't worry about it. I would just wait for the bottom here and take a move to the upside, which that's what I would be waiting for. All right, so if price just comes down here and stops and reacts and starts heading up, then what you've got going on is, you've got your, let me get my tool here. There we go. You've got the entire 1 wave complete. Then the 2 came down, and then 3, and 3 is going to come up way higher, 4 or 5 like that. So it's going to go up more. I just didn't want to move my screen. So yeah, so there's our scenarios. So I'm probably waiting for one more little push up. Don't FOMO, don't freak out. It's probably going to come up to this 53.50 mark. If it goes past it into about 5400, that's what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for 53.60 to 5400 today. It's probably likely area. And then once price reacts off of that, I'm expecting to move down to this area and a bounce. So that's a possibility we're going to be watching for. Let me just draw it on the chart. So we're expecting a move down to here and then up, or we're expecting a move down to here and up. Okay, those are the 2 bull scenarios. If it's not bull and it's bear, once we get a reaction off of this area, we're looking for just a move to the downside. Okay, there's your scenarios. That's what you're looking for. Rewatch that video if you need to. If you need to watch the video yesterday, that might help you as well. Just look at and understand how we think about trading all this. I gave you some other ideas today, but hope that helps you. Hope that gives you a roadmap for today's market. Have a great what is today? Today's Wednesday. Have a fantastic Wednesday, and I'll see you on Thursday. If there's something that needs to be said tonight, I'll put a short video out. All right, we'll talk to you later.